We should be getting in. Welcome everyone who's just joining for the final, but I hope you've been enjoying the day. We've been casting with Lemon for a couple of hours now, and this is the end, the big one. So Precision Strike is the choice, and Maimon opts for Archgriffin. Kinda surprising.
Red coin. So that's I think our first sort of Northern Realms red coin we're seeing today.
Yeah. There is problem with connection that is bothering me. Players lost connection.
Me too.
So yeah, it's the connection been bothering you all day.
Yeah, but this time it's not on my end for once. I'd much rather it was on my end, so then the players can just play cleanly. Not a bad starting hand here for Necros. Has the Iris's companions along with the Iris, which is pretty perfect. Both the Bronze Thinners has one copy in hand.
Both players managed to find the Iris cards.
Yeah, both of them. Master Mulligan does get a Sentinel for Nequiz, so probably gonna chuck that back in deck with the Cursed Scroll.
One less problem for your Mulligans, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Temple time.
Defender could be decent. Can
Yeah.
protect against the Geralt of Rivia potentially. War Elephant, I guess, is fine.
Imagine if Maimon was like, and now I'll play it like military deck, but sadly no Witchers, Witcher Mentors synergizing with, well, they synergize with the Big Chicken Archgriffin, but not really, so...
And there is the case, Saren, if you want to shuffle them a little late, maybe an extra time.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's the one
he actually
late.
took the military because other cards were not to his liking, but
I think it was could have taken another War Elephant, but one War Elephant is probably enough.
But yeah, I wasn't expecting that pickup, but sure, it works.
So finds the Kyrenex, completes the Unicorn Kyrenex combo. Actually, sorry, that was drawn with the Iris. It discards the Irises from Everic there. Would rather have that go through, I guess, before the Cursed Scroll. Does need a Dwarf on board for this Volunteers to be useful. That likely comes through with the Skirmisher, but would require a unit on Meowman's board to really have something to skirmish against in the first place.
The connection lost is a bit concerning here. Hopefully we don't have to do the restarts, resets and all that, but we'll see.
Temple on Melitele?
I was joking when I was suggesting to play it as military deck, okay?
Kungfu, I thought you were casting this, not playing on Meowman's account.
What is even the justification for that?
I don't know what the plan is. I mean, okay, you can get 4 leaders, you can get like the mentor from KSR and maybe
but you kind of
Mulligans
need
if
your
you're lucky.
leaders for potentially grabbing Erland, grabbing something else.
Slow, ain't ya?
Yep, so that Redanian agent just got banished to the Shadow Realm. But maybe this Redanian agent will have a bit of a nicer time. Might still just get cleaned up with a skirmisher and possibly a leader if Nicholas really wants to kill it.
He might be a little bit confused about queuing into the military list out of the blue. So, but no, decides to answer the Archgriffin card.
I think Meowman might have Melitele on the brain after taking Melitele to so many qualifiers and tourneys last year. Not used to just playing more for standard pincer maneuver temple deck. So there is the Cursed Scroll, draws the Geralt of Rivia, puts the Broccolon Sentinel back into the deck. His companions finds the Old God for Meowman, quite a nice tutor because the Old God is neutral, not able to find that with the leader. And yeah, gets their deck boosting through as well.
Can dwarves fight?
Dwarf survived, so the thinning is being done, and there goes the extra point that you are getting. So some people don't like Iris's companion because you are not actually thinning to 0, but you kind of do slowly draw your cards and play your cards out. So it's a cheap package to run. It also helps with the draws. Sometimes it backfires, but mostly it's
Yeah.
net positive effect.
And like here, like with the it has pretty nice synergy with stuff like the volunteers, the unfree scaling, the unicorn Kyrenex combo, as that helps you cycle through your deck as well. Also sentinels with the leader, that also makes a lot of sense. Yeah. A lot of those little synergies which just makes it just that little bit more reasonable to include in this kind of deck. This is quite a big point gap, 25 points. With the kind of temple choices Meowman has taken, doesn't seem easy to catch up. Does take the pass, and I suppose Nequiz will as well. So now has the opportunity to bleed with the Renfree's gang, potentially Unicorn Kyrenex, maybe even just go hard with the Renfree.
Yeah, he knows that Defender is there, being a nuisance, so might try to get that out if Maimon is forced and reads the lines correctly. But by the looks of it, this Archgriffin might be not the shiny tool that Maimon plays with at all. It's at 6 power, it's still in hand.
Yeah, I don't know if this is really an Archgriffin, maybe more of an archaic Griffin, with how little support it's getting. Just left in the ancient times.
So do we see the leader thing in here? Could have been a unicorn.
Yeah, could have been, but leader does help you with the thinning.
Ah yeah,
to
you also
ensure you
risk breaking. True.
And also this just helps with the tempo pass quite a bit. I mean, you could even follow this with the Unicorn Kyrenex and really say, you know, catch up to me right now.
So the...
if they're gonna...
Sorry, go.
You go.
No.
I was gonna say, if they slow play with the old god, like, that's not helping here.
Yeah. Berserkers are not amazing, but even they provide more value overall. So
yeah,
super slow. So let's see. The defender is getting buffed. Erland is getting potentially out of the pyrotechnician random click range.
Ooh, slight punish there, not clicking the skirmisher.
Sharpen the bolts, boys.
So Nequiz not in rush to establish the Renfree carryover. Might have been, he still plays into this round, so might have been rewarded with buff by the adjacent units passive, but decides not to go for that only now.
Okay, so just want a base copy, destroy 8 or less power. Boost by 2 plus the target's base power. Not amazing pools in all honesty here.
Yeah.
Goes for the boost. You have kindness here. Play the lowest provision from deck. Could be just a squirrel. So yeah, it does go for the kindness.
So yeah, that probably might have been an earlier Renfree. I don't think much changes unless Maimon tempos, but honestly I don't see the Archgriffin turn military deck tempo in ahead.
Okay, so yeah, now it's like Meowman is actually playing for the Archgriffin value. Probably gonna need the War Elephant to catch up as well. Garrett was mulliganed here for Nequiz, I think. I think the Garrett was in hand before.
Yeah.
Just thinking it might not gain a viable target here on the bleed. ping on the student is quite nice because that opens up a nice Kyrenex play.
True. So there is still Zoltan in deck and Oak. Zoltan is of course infused as well, so a short round should be fine for Nequis. Especially if the last card you get is Geralt and your opponent somehow gives you the Archgriffin still, although this Archgriffin is small. The Ranger buff is basically gone now to another target. Not a standard round from Archgriffin deck that we witnessed in the tournaments in past 2 months.
Yeah, it's just been... at this point in the game, the Archgriffin hasn't received a single boost. That is extremely non-standard. What is standard is the Unicorn Carnix playing for crazy amount of points. I think it was kind of greedy for me on keeping that student after it got pinged. At 3 power, it's just too vulnerable to the Zoltan or Unicorn Carnix. Maybe was expecting it not to be the perfect hand remaining for Nequis, not expecting it to have been held on that long. But now you're down.
Yeah, I think you have to Erland, nothing else catches you up.
A witcher with no honor is no brother of mine.
And then you are left for round 3 with nothing, honestly. Okay, you get the War Elephant, but there is a Geralt meeting, yeah.
There's Defender, but I guess Defender dies to the Geralt as well, but then the War Elephant would stay.
Okay, yeah, true. Okay, so if your hand is Defender, War Elephant, Priestess has 5 charges, and you can...
The Military.
So you can go and not click is what we are witnessing here. So 22.
Do you draw the Military?
Okay, so we are preserving the extra points. That's creative.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, you're only left with 1 card, so you could only sort of save the boost on 1 thing in deck. Makes sense for it to be the Dijkstra.
Defender now doesn't die to Geralt, and I don't think... The
problem is the Dijkstra order could be a little awkward to even get through. You'd require maybe the Offering to get a kill. But I mean, there's no way the Dijkstra... Actually, no, Dijkstra lives if you use the leader to find the Defender. It's actually good you stole the boost on the Defender, because, you know, now we can't really get burnt through.
So,
in fact,
yeah, that game took this game took a turn.
Yeah, that Defender will entirely shut down the Zoltan Warrior. I don't think the the Pyrotechnician will be enough to punch through. And then there'll be the huge Sigismund Dijkstra, which, sure, the order is useless because nothing in deck is boosted. There's no real way to get the boosts, but I mean, a 22-point play is good. Still might fall short on the points, however, because the Curse of Gluttony plays for quite a lot on the Urk. That's a 12-point leader with that Urk.
So that might be the problem in the end. Also, not starting with Defender makes potentially, as you mentioned, the orders problematic. If you wanted the Traveling Priestess as well, she'll need a turn to become active. So this should be Defender coming from the pincer maneuver. Fortune Teller probably foreseen this circumstance of not being featured in the match.
This is a terrible Zoltan.
Well, at least
Playing
he comes
for-
with the Eudora, so...
Yeah, at least. But
It all starts with
for
a
13 provisions, it's not what you want.
Oh wait, there are no
Pyrotechnic.
no boosted units in the deck, right? So I didn't catch that when you mentioned. So points are nice, 22, but Oak is playing for full
More
boost
than enough,
value,
I
and then leader as well.
And Pyrotechnician can add up to 4 points, depending on what it hits. It's actually, yeah, not particularly close in the end.
Yeah, interesting strategy. And talking about the pre-strike deck, not thinning, not actually true. Thins exactly to draw and see everything. So you can see that Iris value being in fact. And into game number 2 we go, and Maimon takes Syndicate on blue against the Warriors that you predicted while we were discussing to be, once again a red coin deck. So Maimon mod against the Flying Redanian. Has bronzes to play, so that's pretty nice. Necklace, one Warlord in hand, Wabjorn into Blood Eagle into another one is a possibility. Proactivity wise, yeah, the Warlords help a lot for the Warriors. I remember times that when they were not a thing, and you'd have to Warlord. Not Warlord, to play something, and that might have been just the Invader.
Yeah, I remember when Warriors actually played Warriors, not Raids. Those were the days.
Okay, so the Blood Eagle, you probably should know the lines by now, chat. You can expect that.
Yeah, play
Every
the
time.
Valpion, play the Blood Eagle, play the Highland Warlord number 2. And as soon as a Warlord dies, play your Phrase Blessing for yet another Warlord. Because you want to maximize the damage on your raids, so you can kill anything you want.
Yeah, it took a while to catch up. I think the Freya addition to the deck, first people were just playing with 2, but I just
Yeah,
additional
they were
boost.
running like originally Heralds and or Fukusha. But I mean, Phrase Blessing is basically a Herald without the body, but just 10 times cheaper, basically. If you're working in the nullified provision system, of course.
And I suppose the armor became more and more prevalent with Scoia'tael opting for the armor approach with guerrilla tactics, so Mahakam Forge and Seamless into armories.
Yeah. So the thing with Warriors though is they don't like opponents that go super wide like what Myaman is doing right now. Because their raids are really good at killing one sort of small to medium sized thing. It's not great at killing lots of different small things. The Rockvar Warrior helps kind of alleviate that weakness, spreading its damage across multiple units, and allowing the Warriors to stay slightly in the lead right now. But there is an absolute treasure hoard for Myaman in the coin bank right now, and as soon as that is spent, you'll see the point gap swing the other way.
So yeah, gets to the open sesame range, spends, and do we see another? Yeah. So you don't want them cashing in immediate simultaneously, so staggers them by 1.
Yeah, this game may be pay to win, but you need to be smart with the way that you pay to win. So, Rock Warrior number 2. But opts to actually kill the Benacle Brawler because it kills the more consistent spender. Which could force a second Splinter, or instead just a Salamander Mage. Interesting.
Yeah, activates the Freya's Blessing.
Yeah, and first tribute as well. King of Beggars starting to tick down. If you do play the 4-point Warlord here, you'd be down by 8 points.
Serve her who is
But
our mother
your
and home.
War of Clans is active, yeah.
War Clans would be enough, I think, yeah, with the proper warrior. Also, your own Great War Crier is ticking as well. So that helps a little bit in keeping ahead. That point Invader would be enough.
So Maimon has 2 cards he can drop.
Yeah, 2 quite cheap units.
Same for Necros, and I guess if necessary, you're throwing the King Bran away. But it kind of depends on how much Maimon spends. Instead, Maimon decides to just leave the round, and that engine value is clutch here, allowing Necros to keep the raid card in hand and just develop the graveyard even further.
Yeah, exactly. Getting the invading graveyard is really nice. You can either have the more point slamming option with War Clans, or sort of have the tier even online now in its second phase, since you did win round 1. Which I think is a bit of an anomaly. We didn't see Warriors winning many round 1 so far today. Half is not really what you want to be drawing. It is a proactive play, I guess, but can kind of limit your serve value.
And not taking it into a long round here. You kind of want the defender out. You are scared that you are not getting through it if it's protected by the Conjurer's Candle. No artifacts for Maimon here. Must be quite sad. Not being able to play for the round plus play for the carryover.
I think you need to keep this Horson Jr. to answer the tier at 9 power. Which means that if you want to deal with this longship, you're going to have to maybe get something from your blind eye. Oh, sorry, not a blind eye anymore. Your shady vendor. Gosh. Actually, just, yeah, with no artifacts decides the right course of play is the Azar Javed. Not easy for Necros to get through in 1 turn unless they commit the location ping. And probably just trying to stay ahead now each turn. Just keep the lead tempo-wise.
Okay, so we have the tier out. As you pointed out, it's exactly at 9 power, so Junior is Syndicate's preferred answer to it. And now there are no defenders. You still cannot go like super well for this round. It's not under discussion, but a Chironte cannot be buffed out of removal range because you're risking Champion's Charge later on. But at the moment, Maimon's problem is how does he survive round 2? And now how to get full Acherontia value. Nice
Pretty
Junior
good roll
here.
there. Yeah, combining with the Junior to collect on the bounty gives a way to finish the ship. That's the big unit coming down from Necros, the 14-point Invader. That's the value of tier sort of being completed here. And not easy to catch up in 1 here for Miamon. Could do it if you just chuck the Oxenfurt Guard down and use a leader charge. But then you kind of getting into a bit of an iffy situation on you waiting too long on your Acherontia, which could result in you getting 2-0 rather than maintaining that for the round 3.
Okay, so instead we see Jack coming in with a couple of friends and a supervisor on the range room as well. No religion should go unsupervised from the commercial angle as well, so King of Beggars is there to look at how they spend their coins.
Yeah, I'm sure King of Beggars has eyes and ears all throughout Novigrad, especially on all the fire swarms. Well, but those eyes and ears not able to provide warning of the oncoming War of Clans. One of the Flaming Rose footmen dies to that, and some of the others might get a little bit wounded by the Rockfall warrior.
Yeah, so Jacques is dying here as well. Most likely, and yeah, that's his fate, which means that you cannot spend beyond 3 coins here without committing another spender, but the next spender is safe.
Yeah.
And then you can get out of the round with leader Oxenfurgard, and what's the situation? 2 open sesame and 3 counter open sesame. And if your opponent goes for leader, so I guess you have the safe space to play a Chirontia.
Yeah. A single leader would be enough. Oh, actually not enough here to get ahead. It would have been with the Oxenfurt Guard, but then you would have triggered your first open sesame there. Instead, I would think you spend to get ahead.
Apparently not.
Or you just value the leaders enough that you don't.
So spent exactly for the Chirontia, not exactly, but close to Chirontia being perfect, and offers a pass to Nequist.
This is the first pass Nequist has gotten in this round, really, right?
Might be, yeah, because the last time there was a gap, my mom decided to drop the jack. Yeah, we go all in though, so Chirontia will be necessary.
Doesn't need to commit the leader due to the additional
so
bloodthirst. This is quite nice. Force out the win con while keeping the leader advantage. Okay, decides to toss it anyways.
Wait.
Sure.
Did he? Yeah, there was no siren, so just sequencing it a bit differently. So 30 something points, 33 is what you need. You can spend a lot and gain a lot, so Maimon is doing the quick math, but I wouldn't believe double sesame amasses to necessary points without the Chirontia,
Yeah, so decides to play the Oxenfurt Guard first as a more efficient spender. Might be able to save some more coinage for the next round by playing like this. Not enough coins for the tribute on the Salamage, but does get through with the Oxenfurt Guard spend, maintains
So
quite a bit of the leader.
Both sesame's gone, but yeah, you maintain the leaders. Skellige now has Fukusha to find. You still have artifacts.
Not amazing in this short run necessarily. Like, there's not really great value gold street play. Maybe, I guess, the Vabjorn.
Vabjorn into War of Clans, or this Primal Savagery would have been.
Or just a Champion's Charge, I guess.
The players struggling, no candle.
Your skull will make a fine
Oi,
timer.
oi, oi. But you can play 2 units here and hope that one of them survives. You get another one from your Novigrad. And ship as well. Okay, there is a ship as well. And it goes into the correct row, but that's not really important because your Novigrad
You're gonna
unit...
need something from the Novigrad to help you with your coin parity here. Okay, Treasure Huntress is perfect with the Profit 3.
Yeah.
Yep. So you're an even coinage. That's perfect spending for this.
And more spending. War of Clans is leading to destruction, but yeah.
Wait, did the Fukusha get mulligan?
I don't think he drew Fukusha.
Oh, okay,
He
never
didn't
mind.
find it.
Okay.
Okay, so Maimon takes it here with that bleed that Nequist was working on. He was forced out of he was forced to open all the sesames, but he had a better top decks, and I don't think Fukusha would be winning there as well. Wait, what's the score? 1-1, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But into game number 3 we go, and Skellige. Against Skellige, we've seen something similar today in Nequist versus Sanvander. Both decks are playing, Onslaught decks were playing Compass, so this is, and Sanvander was as well. But it's slightly differently built. We see double Aberdash. We are not buffing Aberdash in this deck, so it is dealing 2 damage. At Bloodthirst 2 it also plays a pirate and draws a card.
Yep. Also actually helps develop its own Bloodthirst, unlike a release. It's a lot more viable with that in mind. 1 boat turns into no boats, but there is still a couple of funeral boats in Miyamon's hand here. I mean, 2 funeral boats, 2 seagulls. That's pretty damn good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And with only 1 warlord played so far, this does put a lot of pressure on Nequist to kill these funeral boats straight away, since the Primal Savageries aren't dealing with 4 damage yet. I think that's part of the reason why Miyamon is actually developing them now rather than later.
Okay, so those are the units for seagulls to hit. We also see nice discard into play the discarded thing immediately.
Yeah.
It's a cute combo with the Mask of Ouroboros that you can pull off with Hjalmar as well, and Greatsword, for example. People been doing that, but here a small Broker Warrior suffices. So okay, Bloodthirst finally achieved, but no ships. So
Yeah.
playing a pirate means playing another seagull, but probably you are not risking it with the Moon Pirate discarding your soul, for example.
You could use Abordage and play a seagull. Or just keep the Abordages, but I'm not sure how many pirates you really have remaining in deck, and it can be awkward having 2 Abordages in hand because you need to develop your Bloodthirst. Yeah, I don't know. I just risk the pirate, honestly.
Give us all you got!
Not
Okay.
bad.
That was your extra thinning if necessary.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is kind of fitting that the Demon Pirate discarded the other Demon Pirate.
I guess they were brawling, so makes total sense. They are not as friendly as the Demon Smugglers, though. Demon Smugglers are just giving birth to another Demon Smuggler. The Demon Pirates are just discarding one another.
Yeah. I'd say they're more like just smuggling in a secondary batch of smugglers.
Yeah, whatever
Okay, see
picture
this
you need to
big-
paint in your mind.
Yeah, so Miyamon's saying, I don't really need the scroll here to get rid of the Warlord right now. It's a little bit slow for my taste. Let's just develop here on Kaduk. Surprised we see it now and not played later for a Bear Witcher.
You are always happy if your opponent starts your engine for you. No need to set up Bloodthirst, but it was a bait after all. The Bjorn is coming in and disposing of that engine. And a bunch of pirate seagulls. That's 4 ears there, so that's probably at least 2 pirates without ears.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of gruesome. But this spiritual adept is just slowly healing itself over time. And there's still only been one warlord played so far. So yeah, this primal savagery is only doing 3 damage. Not that scary. Now it's at 4 damage, but yeah, this adept is already safe and out of the way of the savagery. Here comes yet another boat.
Can this boat survive and actually provide the demon smugglers with something to do? As they need a company, you cannot just smuggle things over the ocean on your own back. You need a ship for that. By the looks of it, the ship will be dead after the Brockbar warrior comes for it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like it's not going to survive its maiden voyage. Instead, it runs afoul of the Brockbar warrior. Bit of clan on clan bloodshed.
Was there?
So this team.
What power was this ship? Was it 1 or 2?
You mean when the Brockvar warrior was played?
Yeah, when the Blood Eagle was played on it, and yeah. Okay, so
It went to 1 power straight away.
So who could have hit the adept doesn't matter much, but I was just curious. No. Okay, it doesn't matter anyway, but it could have been healed immediately. So we have tier here. Bloodthirst is 2, so you'd need a leader charge to champions charge it, but you probably... I'm not sure how
matters. How does this deck even bring things back for the tier? Like, it doesn't unless it gets something from Compass, but...
Okay, true.
Like, as it stands, it's tier isn't doing anything, so...
Okay, yeah.
Because
Compass is not active, so no
recognizes
reason.
they don't need to overcommit there. And just slow play with... It shouldn't even, I guess... what else do you war clans apart from the tier? You don't really want to hit the adept because it's going to auto heal. So you just hit the tier despite it being adjacent to the Hyun Kedok healing.
So yeah, basically something like this, why I was asking about the ship power. The Brockvar, yeah, couldn't be used on the damaged unit already, so it wasn't an issue. We see as a seagull pirate, but now we also get the squirrel trying to be a pirate, getting back into the hand.
Yeah. Promise Scrolls, it's just a bit of a slow play. And especially as we get towards the tail end of this round, the tempo is going to matter just more and more. Because last say, I'd say, is nice. Oh, sorry, no, Seagull. The tier gets value on the Seagull. One extra point.
Yeah, I see. Insane value. There you have it. The reason to play tier in your pirates. If 18-point Demon Pirate wasn't enough for you, think of all the seagulls you can try to bring back slowly throughout the round. Problem is they kind of tend to jump out and go
Yeah. Tier not very good at herding that flock. Is it no? Birds don't have flocks, do they? Flock of seagulls? I don't know.
There is a...
What I do know
there is
is
a band like this, right?
You kind of need to catch up here for Necris. This Uncrate Warrior is a little slow, at least it does get the bleeding to start ticking.
Squirrel actually.
That does come on to play the Squirrel, I believe, onto the Blood Eagle.
Yeah,
which
so
is a much
that's
nicer
important.
manage. Yeah. Yeah, her Necros could just miss the tier now on roughly 50-50 in the draws. Yeah, with no tutor.
Do we trade Bjorn as well? Bjorn is not amazing.
I
Can get Fuku. Well, you don't know what you are getting, but you're looking at the hands. It's probably
do you reckon
force-
you could just commit the Bjorn, click the Hyun Kaduk? So I'm not sure how good the Hyun Kaduk will be next round.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Okay. Next
Just
for
pass
pass
it.
instead.
So
Wait, it still forces the Fuku, right?
yeah, Champ's charge isn't enough. At
Yeah.
most, it can deal 7 damage because there's only a 7-point unit. With 1 bleed, that's only 8 points. That doesn't even tie.
Mhm,
So yeah, it's gonna be Fukusha or some kind of leader serve commitment. Fukusha only has a warlord as a target, so that's only 9, 11. I
Yeah.
mean, it'll be enough.
Instead we do see Nequist playing Solve on Bloodthirst 4.
Okay. So values the Fukusha along with the tier a little more. I guess maybe the reason you don't commit the Bjorn is that is kind of your answer for tier right now. I think that's why it was held on
6.
to.
Yeah, that's actually combining for you need throw against warriors always have 9 damage or hard removal.
Yeah, or a lock.
Ah yeah, that's much simpler.
Yes.
achieve.
But yeah, there's no Jenge threat or derogatory shown up in these pirates. Pirates decided not to trust the mages or the bounty hunters. But a pretty sweet hand there for Miyamon. Only missing the Terror of the Seas, but without the developed armor, it's not really such a great Terror of the Seas time.
So Blood Eagle was not that important in the end. Well, it would have been extra
No.
points, but the golds have been
Yeah.
found on both sides for the most part. So we can witness character roll there, and then Mayamon sees character roll there on other side. Ah, okay. A bit
Yes,
surprised.
actually, yeah, with the
because-
you can kill the tier anyways. With oh no, sorry,
You
that's
can you
Hyun
cannot.
Kaduk.
You need to play it to kill it. So that's rather
To me, the
surprising.
artifacts just look like white background and like whitey blue background and similar coloring, so I confuse them way too much, way more than I should. See, I don't know how you deal with the tier. This Fukusha looks like it's going to go through pretty freely. Unless Compass does something.
But you go for Babjorn, do you? Yeah, Champion's Charge. If you do go for the Babjorn, then the steer doesn't really matter. 2 extra points only.
That actually, yeah, that is true.
So it depends on your choice, but your Warlord plays for 12, so you'd need to count precisely what do you want
Yeah.
here.
I'm not sure. But the Champ's Charge I don't think is even going to be good because Sov can be played with the immunity here. You don't even need a leader for it.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, sorry, there's not even a Patch of Fury leader. It's Pirates.
You shall never
So you just last play your Demon Pirate.
What you got?
So yeah, it is a 6-point boost coming through. I'm a bit surprised the Bjorn was used on the ship in the tier. Or at least not just leading with the Chaos Troll. That just feels strange to me.
Yeah.
So fair.
Yeah, you are not Patricidal Fury, a bit harder to set up the Bloodthirst, but you have good old crafting. You just go, "Uah." Some time ago we could have done it every 2 turns. Nowadays only 2 times, but
Wanna know
that will do.
my scar? Only wanna walk away from this.
Okay, you just tier for Turgby. Sorry, magic combos for Turgby here. That seems pretty sweet to me.
Yeah, you know that there is no purify. What does it mean for card roll?
I mean,
There
maybe
you are
they
getting
can
plus
use
extra point.
rolled on it, but
Chat should be spamming can be of course, but sadly,
it's not. It can be time.
yeah.
Fortunately, it looks like it's not gonna be. Instead, it will be. That's even better, man.
Yeah. Okay, we do get a him here and didn't read the manuscript, but that was a plan
That's
for
even better.
Pirates against Warriors like 6, 8, 10, I don't know how many months ago. It was used occasionally, so we are back to that.
Sit at my table and let's
Okay,
It's a 1 point win.
1 point win, yeah.
Olga Blackhand's taking on new
It
Swami.
should be in this.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah. Mayamon remembered when to play the him. Been a while since I've seen that play, but still, just making the champions and causing the losses.
So, here we go. Warriors, yet again, on the red coin, up against the Northern Realms. Offerings are kind of nice against the Warlords round 1, but they can become quite awkward as we go into like a round 2, round 3, when 4 power units become less common for the Warriors deck.
Yeah. Okay, so this Redanian agent hopes to live a longer life than many of them, dying immediately. So might start buffing things in the deck.
Yeah, so playing around the offering there with the early leader for Neckwiz. Probably wants to take this round quite aggressively. I don't think you want to let the Archgriffin have their way with things. But then again, when the opponent is pushing to an uneven, that can be when the Archgriffin is strongest. Because you love slamming it in a round 2, sort of after the opponent passed. It's just your huge catch-up mechanism. Kimbolt is interesting.
Kimbolt is... I'm not sure how... Double Kimbolt is probably not it. Oh, no. But other cards.
No.
Look at the other cards. Like, what are they...
Guess.
Okay, Palibor is actually broken. If you Kair Seren for Ranger and buff it and then snipe something.
Yeah.
Double Kimbolt
But
it
like-
is. Okay.
Why take Falibor when you can take Melitele?
Yeah. Okay. Back at it. We maybe it's a new bug. You play Temple of Military, it auto picks Military. We never know. So
Maybe.
do you reckon we'll see offering taken?
We'll see Temple
Because-
first to maximize the order, but I think offering would be expected here.
Okay, we're not picking Military from the temple. That's
I think
nice.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Puts
I was.
the vial back, opts to keep both the squirrels, which you do have the squirrels here, so if the phrase blessing isn't used immediately, you can banish that warlord. I assume the squirrel is kind of digging through the grave of the warlord and just scattering the bones so it can't be resurrected. Kind of grim.
That's Gwent though. Not ideal target picked by the Brockwar warrior here. Brings it down,
Yeah.
but cannot chain damage.
And with one warlord played, it's not even really killable by Guiding Slash yet.
Well, one leader charge out. Why not commit another one? DJ is already at 12 and
Yep,
keeps
so he has
growing.
Yep, so pulls the All God because that is the neutral card which your leader cannot find. Now the Rockfall Warrior is a little bit better and this Great Sword is almost fully healed up.
He goes for the combo. There we go. the first one crawls, so that the second one can just chain damage. So my one picked Olgot, meaning that the plan is to create more carryover, but he's falling behind on points at the moment. So
yeah. But like that's like as long as you can catch up with the Archgriffin in the round 2 after the opponent passes, like without committing the Erland, you're completely fine in this game, I think.
I kinda didn't pay enough attention to the card roll. They're being on board already. Anything that was necessary to set up immediately to like have an answer?
I think so. I think it's just to have it available. Didn't have many other great proactive plays.
Okay. Because I'm looking at the deck and doesn't really have. Okay, if you are afraid of the Aretusa student growing, yes, that's nice, but shouldn't be your main concern early into the round, and you can probably kill it by other means later. So how big is the DJ? 22 points. We've seen 22 points Sigmund already before.
Yeah, and Nequiz's entire board right now is 22 points. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, it looks like the line for Nequiz is going all in on the bleed here. That's why the KO 12 was played early, to have that ready to go in the round 2. And then the tier is also used for the resilience. Yes, that is 9 points of carryover. How will Myanmar help
Off the tree you
against
go,
that?
lad. Quick now. Retrieve my bolt.
Also, a little.
No, there she goes. So your catch-up mechanic is literally DJ. Yeah, that's a lot of value Maimon is getting here, continuing to play, but now it stops.
Yeah, this is, I think, red coin abuse. It's like maximum. At least Nequiz is able to establish the resilience a little bit themselves. But yeah, definitely I think needs to draw the serve to have a good bleed here. Otherwise, I mean, okay, you do have the character on the tier, but otherwise what you're actually playing isn't going to help you that much.
Yeah, okay, the draws are coming in hot.
Also limited bloodthirst, because one leader was already used turn 1 to play around the offering.
So
Isle can also help just playing on interactive, so we see that being kept, helps with the Archgriffin as well. No tier, it's just
that's a bleed with cheap cards. The problem is yeah, something like Archgriffin being played after you pass.
Resist the Jarl's will, and that's how we'll end you.
even an argument to just discard here. I don't think it's quite right, but I mean, it would not be correct if there is a tier, but I mean, it's also even not that necessarily that bad to play the Cursed Knight. I don't know.
So 7. You can set up savagery. You can set up with the invader on the Cursed Knight. So yeah, I can see that. Okay, instead we do get an Erland. Might be in the lines with what Maimon was trying to do last time.
Actually, it doesn't even need to click the Erland here. I think the Archgriffin.
Yeah, Archgriffin
is gonna be enough.
We have the while and gets to play more carryover. Do you even stack more carryover on the DJ?
Not anymore.
No
I
reason.
think. Just get a
Champion's charge as a thing, so yeah.
But yeah, you just want to spread it, have tall Archgriffin, have a tall DJ. Even this is actually where the Kimbolts can be really important if you're able to.
If you are able to get it going, yeah, but let's see.
I mean, even if they just take one turn, you have two of them. Like, the multiple threats at once, if you can get like multiple units up to kind of 8 power with orders to play.
One is there. Also rooting for Nequist to actually find his deck, but that's the power of Squirrel. Okay.
It's not even easy to get them bought in one turn here for Nequiz.
So the student is probably not leaving.
Not test my patience.
A beautiful pair of legs, please.
There are no 13 powered units. Unfortunate.
See, I don't think you even play the King Bolt here. You just go Ansace, Sigismund, Archgriffin. Yeah.
So 22 points is dying to Champions Charge. There is still Nequiz's points coming from the leader, but other things are a bit more problematic. Although Primal Savagery gets the target in Volunteer if necessary, if you cannot achieve anything else.
Sigismund.
I'm all ears.
Okay, so he was a champion, but he charged into Big Sigismund and both of them are gone. No more champion of champions there, but also he took out a big DJ.
Yeah, I think that the champion definitely did its job with that charge. But yeah, no serve is quite sad for Nequiz. Granted, I'm not entirely sure it would have been easy to actually finish up like the serve. This is the value of the Archgriffin. You saw it being played in the previous round to maintain the Erland carryover. And it actually did keep its carryover itself as well after being played, combining quite nicely with that Vial of Forbidden Knowledge. Because maybe it has been Forbidden Knowledge how to use the Archgriffin so efficiently.
Come forth, coward, and your own doom confront!
Okay, so on says and 21-point finisher. Archgriffin deck finishing with Archgriffin is poetic. We have an improved Primal Savagery target. We have 11-point King Bran and 10-point Savagery. That's not coming in hot to overcome the 38 Maimon put out. So the blue wins the game. And what do we have here? Is this it? Lemon, what do we have here?
I think this is it. I think Miamon has done it. I think that Miamon has won the first Community Gwent Open of 2024.
Congratulations, that was nicely done by him with a couple of decks. Once again, Imagawa tried to qualify with those decks. Maimon, I think, was playing more meta when qualifying for the Open, but now Maimon decided to take those kinds of decks to the tournament, to the big one.
Yeah, with their own tweaks as well. Like, I don't think...
Yeah, it's
at least the Archgriffin one was, I think, quite different to what Imagawa was running. But yeah, very well played with Miamon. A clean 3-0 against Lirio, and then a 3-1 victory here against Nequiz in the finals. Absolutely shutting out these warriors. I think, Nequiz might be having some regrets on that choice of Skellige list.
I'd say we had... nice start to Community Masters, like those bigger tournaments. So qualifiers worked out quite nicely, were reasonably popular on Twitch and on YouTube as well, so people been watching, and the audience is there for the tournaments for sure, so that game keeps being dead, but at the same time watched and played. May, April, and even here in March still. There is also like other tournaments. Witcher Lilith runs a series of tournaments